So we're back on Yukon Valley today, and we're finally going to try to complete the story missions, which we've kind of just left sitting for over a year. And really all we did was unlock this outpost up here in the Yukon Forest. So essentially, I think this shovel right here is the last objective I completed. I'm not sure why it reappeared. If I remember right, it actually went away when I collected it. But basically, we have to head down to the planting site, which is down here. And I think we're, planting 3 saplings and visiting a tree and all this stuff. So a lot of the missions, as far as I can tell, that remain actually don't involve, like, harvesting certain animals. So I'm hoping as we do this, we can just kind of get some harvest. And we just did that wolf stream on Monday, where we got a ton of wolves. And I'm hoping we can kind of just see what's respawned as we do this. I'm not sure how many of the missions are actually, like, in wolf territory, but I'm hoping it's a lot of them, because that is something that I really kind of want to focus on. And I mean, yeah, this is kind of what I was hoping to see. I was hoping they would be more so going aggressive than fleeing, but we can definitely try to get a couple of them, like, when we get the opportunity. And again, it's kind of just trying to work on respawns. That is a max estimate 7. Would definitely like to get that as well, because, I mean, we have a diamond red brown, we have a max score diamond, but any kind of just rare males in general, or especially if we somehow got lucky enough to get a diamond of some sort of rare fur type, that would be really cool. So of course we're going to take those when we get that opportunity. And by the time we get up to where we shot that male, we'll be just about to the planting site. And by the way, I think we're going to get a decent amount of dialogue in this one. If I kind of remember from watching a live stream of these missions, there is a fair amount of it. And I turned it up this time, so hopefully I don't have to, like, turn down the music and do all kinds of weird editing with it. And hopefully it's going to be a little bit better for you guys to actually watch. But I think that level 7, yeah, we shot him right here, so he's not going to be too far.
I was in Yukon Forest during the night of the fire. We predicted a few spots as potential fire sites, and we're doing our best to prepare. But there were too few of us and too much ground to cover. I sent most of the team away when the storm rolled over us. It was getting too dangerous.
So yeah, this is the kind of story you get from everything, and I guess he sort of says that when you get close to the planting site, but anyway, before he starts talking again, that was a decent little level 7 wolf we got there. Hopefully something good for respawns. And got the marker pretty much where it needs to be, so somewhere right up in here we should just be planting saplings.
I haven't been out to that corner of the reserve for quite a while now.
It is kind of open here. I like that they actually made that effort to, you know, put it in this specific place. And how, like, right over the marker do I need? Or what do I need to do here? Okay, so I just turned on the POI icons, and that makes it much easier to see exactly where I need to go. So I tend to play with them off because they just sort of clutter the screen. But for at least this kind of thing, they are definitely needed because it's not exactly where it shows you on the map, or at least not where you'd think it would be. But that's that.
Should be enough for now. Can you see the shell of the old tree? It was the first casualty when it was struck by lightning and went up in flames.
So we're going to do that. But before we head over there, I wanted to give a huge thank you once again to the Ridge Wallet for sponsoring today's video. I'm sure you guys remember, the Ridge Wallet is a great modern take on a wallet that's designed to fit conveniently into your front pocket. It comes in over 30 colors and styles to choose from, including carbon fiber, burnt titanium, and of course my personal favorite, woodland camo. It features RFID blocking technology, holds up to 12 cards, and still has room for cash, and the best part, the durable material means each wallet comes with a lifetime warranty. You really could buy this one wallet and carry it for life. I've had mine for a few months now, and after the first bit of getting used to a front pocket wallet, I know I'll never go back. I love having my wallet right there in my front pocket, easy to get to, and so much more comfortable than a traditional back pocket wallet. Hunting season is right around the corner, and I carry my wallet on every hunt. I know I'll be much better off and far more comfortable on those long sits with my Ridge wallet in my front pocket, rather than having an old, bulky leather wallet in my back pocket. I cannot overstate the comfort factor. It's the biggest reason why I could never go back, and it's a huge part of why I love this wallet. It's no wonder the Ridge team is so confident you'll like yours that they'll let you try it out for 45 days, and if you don't love it, you can send it back for a full refund, and you can get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/flinter. That's ridge.com/flinter, link in the description. So let's hop back into this story, because things from memory get interesting right about now.
We lost more than the trees that night. It took less than 5 minutes for the blaze to take hold and travel towards us. Our rookie trooper, DasBiel, was the only one not accounted for. Kendrick! Where are you? When I found his radio, a part of me knew straight away that we'd lost him. I wanted to go further in and look for him, but the fire was impenetrable. The wall of heat was advancing and I couldn't stay there. I just made it out before the fire consumed where I'd been standing seconds before. We went back as soon as the fires had died down and started looking. We found him, but it was as we'd feared. The outpost here is dedicated to him. We all take a special interest in overseeing the restoration of the area where we lost him. Naturally, it was a tough time for the whole team, but it brought us closer together. We supported each other and Razri's family. You do what you can, right? We devoted ourselves to our work, and we work to ensure it never happens again.
So I don't want to cut out anything from the story because it's actually quite interesting, and I wanted to wait to pick up this last track.
To replace lost trees is another step in revitalizing Yukon Forest. On my last flyby, I definitely saw some movement down there. Can you scout around for tracks in the burnt forest? I'm keen to see what animals are returning to the region.
Just because I think that's going to trigger some more dialogue.
Finding tracks out there is a good sign. There might not be a lot of cover or food yet, but at least some animals are starting to come back.
And I think that's the end of that mission.
I don't have any more work for you out in Yukon Forest, but I just received a message from a research team that could probably use a little assistance. Let me speak with them, and I'll be in touch with you shortly.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like that mission's going to be done, and I think this is the Warden? Let's make sure we're staying in the story mission, because sometimes it puts you, in the side missions, and it did.
I have a new job for you. One of Yukon Valley's research teams have asked if we can help them to fix a piece of the equipment they're using to track animals around the reserve. There is a box of parts that you'll need to pick up, sitting in one of our outposts. I'll mark it on your map.
Okay, so that is down there.
Normally, I'd tell them we're too busy for this, but they need to wrap up their research before winter settles on the reserve. It'll be a much easier job if we help them out, and I'd like to keep working with them next year. I'll call you when you're getting close to the outpost.
It's kind of useful that we have everything.
Yukon Valley is hosting at least 5 different scientific studies. A lot of them are a simple case of setting up some recording equipment and leaving it to record data. But some involve a more hands-on approach. That's what we're looking for. Next step is using those parts to fix a radio relay that is being used to track animals. The relay is part of the lookout tower. According to the researchers, it should be an easy fix.
So what happened at the beginning there is exactly why I didn't pick up that third track until he was done talking. We sort of got two pieces of dialogue over each other, but basically, we're heading to another area where I at least hope to see some wolves or a red fox or something, and I think we're going up to the lookout so we can maybe spot something from there.
I'm hoping that tech trials like this tracking system will help Yukon Valley stand out as a hub of scientific research here in Alaska. Speaking of research, I have your samples on board now. With any luck, I'll have them handed over for testing before the end of the day. You're close to the tower. Find the relay's control panel and open it up. Your replacement parts should slot right in. I guess now we'll find out just how much of an easy fix it is.
I mean, they tend to be relatively easy when you just press E for interacting, but I'm mainly hoping that we can spot something in a rest zone from here, because I've been actually using this lookout tower mostly in multiplayer, and I almost always see either a pack of wolves or a couple of foxes resting, so I'm hoping we can have something like that, but let's just go ahead and get this part done really quickly.
You did it? It's working? Fantastic. I will check in with the researchers to let them know it's fixed. They probably noticed that their equipment's range has just risen dramatically.
I genuinely didn't know that red light there was because the mission wasn't done. I just assumed that was part of the tower.
I just called
I can
the
hear him in the plane, that's
research
cool.
team, and they've confirmed that the relay is working now. They've asked if you could take a look at one of their trackers that has been dormant for the last 13 hours or so. They weren't sure if the lack of movement had been due to poor signal, but now they're certain that something's happened. I'll forward the details.
Really, they put a lot of work into the missions, like to have the plane. They have it in the intro of the reserve as well. Like, it's just cool that they actually have him, like, you can hear him in the plane and stuff while he's talking. It's just cool that they actually have him, like, flying by and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to go back up here and scout around real quick before we do anything, because like I said, a lot of these missions don't require harvest, so I want to kind of get stuff as we're going along. And I mean, there is a level 3 female fox out here 300 meters away. I was actually reading something. Somebody was testing the 243 ballistics, and it's more like zeroed at 250 when you zero for 300, so we're going to actually aim a little high. And at least from that, it worked pretty good. And there was actually a slightly better fox to shoot there, but it was kind of hiding, so I'm not too worried about that. So random bonus kill red fox, and maybe we aimed a little bit high, but double lunging that aiming high, like with what I talked about with it being more like zeroed for 250, I'm kind of believing that. And I've felt like I've struggled at 300 meters with the 243 before, but fortunately, we have a tent right by where we're going, so that's rather useful for this.
Looks like wolves got it. But something scared them off before they could really finish their meal. Grab the collar and you're good to go.
Why is this just... Oh, maybe it's like a hunter's kill? I probably wasn't paying enough attention. But is there a collar? Oh, okay. Just gotta grab that.
Okay. I think we're done here. Let's move on before anything comes sniffing around. The researchers have been using Copper Bowl Lake Outpost as their base camp. And you can drop the collar off there. Don't expect company, though. The research team are always out and about.
I think we'll stand here for just a second to make sure we're not going to have, like, double audio again. But I think we can just leave this in here. But yeah, this one's actually still available, so we're going to go to the mine, which might actually require a good bit of running.
I noticed that there were people walking around inside of the Millerwood Mine Complex. The entire complex is closed to the public, but that hasn't stopped some people from trying to explore the buildings. I'd like you to head over there. Make sure that the place is still secure.
And hopefully this is going to allow us to get a couple of harvests as we go.
Buildings have been sealed since the mine closed in the 30s. We occasionally get curious tourists, but once they see the no trespassing signs, they tend to take their pictures and move on without getting too close. There's a couple of groups that could be our trespassers. We logged a pair of men that entered the reserve a few days ago, but they're here on a hunting trip with a respected guide. I'd be very surprised if he brought them anywhere near here. The other group I know about is a film crew that asked for our help to shoot a documentary about what they call local folklore. Apparently they've toured the USA hunting for monsters or aliens or something. A place as wild as this has its stories, of course. From native Alaskan myths to the tall tales of drunken gold miners. I've been here for almost 2 decades, and I've only seen Bigfoot twice. At church.
So all this stuff, from memory at least, is important to the story. And I wanted to make sure I keep, like, as much of that in, because, like I said, from what I remember, a lot of this stuff's going to make more sense when we get to the end of the story missions, but of course I want to get some harvest as we're going along here, because this part at least does require a decent little run up to that mine, but I think once we get kind of onto the mountain, there's not a whole lot to be found, so I'm not sure we'll see much other than maybe like a couple of foxes. But I wanted to definitely get some harvest like while we're doing this, because like I said, I'm not sure if any of these missions actually require harvesting animals, so I mean, that's kind of the point of what we're doing generally, is to do some hunting, so I want to do that as we're going along.
Take a look around the complex. My last inspection was 6 months ago and all the buildings were secure. Let me know if you see anything suspicious.
I guess I'm just supposed to like look at doors and stuff, although maybe I just gotta get specifically to that point that it's showing. But yeah, I'm actually not exactly sure what needs to be done for this one. I mean,
is that door locked? It should be.
Maybe that's what I gotta do.
In there. The lock has done its job.
Maybe that's my problem. I wasn't actually going, like, directly to the door. This one doesn't have a chain on it, though.
Something's not right here. This door should be locked.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be in here.
I don't know why they'd want to be in here anyway.
Am I supposed to look for more?
DasBiel's film crew, the one I was telling you about. I just want to make sure it's not them who've been breaking into the buildings.
I mean, I assume that's it. Am I supposed to look for more stuff in here? It's kind of what it looks like. Maybe there was something... Oh. I seriously thought that, like, my own phone went off.
Is that the phone I'm calling? Not much point in me calling it now, huh? I didn't expect this from a professional film crew. What possessed them to enter this building? I need to speak to them about what they've done here. That phone you picked up is the only way I have of contacting them. So we're gonna have to track them down. Given their total lack of bushcraft or respect for their surroundings, it should hopefully be an easy trail to follow.
These missions are always interesting when you start tracking people that do something.
But this is gonna need an officer on site just in case things get ugly. I'm on my way.
Or maybe we're not tracking people. Oh, there's a fire down there, though, so I would say something is going on in that direction. Locate the camp and put out the fire. I think I know where we're going.
To your east, there's a column of smoke. It looks like it's coming from close to one of our lookouts. I told you they'd be easy to track. Let's catch up with them before they set the whole forest ablaze.
We'll do that, but we'll also try to get this fox, because I don't hunt up here, and that could be just about anything. I got the fox's track, and it's actually not all that special, so maybe I'm just gonna take that instead. The fox is 8 to 12 kilos, so it could be like a level 6 or 7, but I'm not too worried about that. I did have a disturbed bed, just not any kind of rare, and that's the kind of main thing I'd be looking for. And of course, this guy's not going to be anything too special either, but I still want to get a gold albino grizzly bear at some point, so that can be kind of working on respawns towards that, I suppose.
You found their camp, but where are they? Look at the mess around here. It looks like something big has turned the place upside down.
Yeah, I would say so.
Our first concern is that fire. Douse it, will you?
Can do that.
Take a look around their camp and see if there's anything that can tell us where they went.
I assume this might be something.
What's this? Notes on their show, maybe?
Maybe that's not what I need.
Oh, it's a script. Wow. She's dedicated it to her younger self.
Maybe
Look,
that
the
one?
Notepad. Interior haunted mine. Explains a little bit about their trespassing.
Bigfoot bait.
No, surely not. Not even the most ignorant townie would even consider baiting animals out here. Bigfoot bait. Looks a lot like dog food and stale donuts to me. Well, this tells a story of some truly bizarre people, but it doesn't help us find them. That was a scream.
Oh my.
But I can't see anything. Get to the lookout. Maybe you'll see something that I can't.
Okay, so I sort of knew there was something to do with that, but I didn't remember that, and that scared me. Okay, just gonna slightly calm down, but we're gonna run to this lookout. I don't actually, from memory, I think I was just listening to this part of the stream. I watched Vector do these missions probably like right when the reserve came out, so I don't actually remember what happens. I just kind of remember hearing kind of like what the warden was saying and everything, but that was a little bit startling. That got me good.
I've got them. They're here, coming out of the forest. What the? One of them is covered in blood. They've seen me. Hey! Over here! Make your way to me! Get into the flame!
This story is probably the best, like, riveting story mission in the game. I really like it, but we'll kind of see where this leads us here. We gotta get up to this lookout and just kind of see what happens.
Everyone is on board. It looks like a bear attacked one of them. She needs a doctor right now. I can't wait around.
Oh, I can see the plane right down in there. You can see it scooting across. That's so cool. I'm really glad they added that stuff.
I've got this. Heading back to base. We'll have a doctor standing by.
That's such a nice touch.
Did you take care of their camp? We can't have it lying around, attracting bears.
So in the interest of saving time, I decided to kind of cut out the ending dialogue because there's like 5-10 minutes of it, and it's pretty much him talking about, I think her name was Gabriella Baden, like her injuries from the grizzly bear attack, but she's gonna be okay. And then he talks a lot about like becoming an ambassador for the reserve and all this stuff kind of related to that. But as far as I could tell, nothing ever comes of the grizzly bear, and he said they shot it with like a .22, so I thought there was gonna be, you know, like go hunt down the wounded grizzly bear sort of thing, but I didn't see anything from that. There were no more story missions that came up, and maybe I gotta do like a side mission to get to it. If you guys know that information, let me know in the comments, because I'm actually not really sure if you have to do it. It just seemed like something that was gonna be part of it, and then it wasn't, so let me know on that. But I'm really glad we did a video on these missions. I just think it's the best story in the entire game, and like I was talking about the plane and stuff, like those minor details that go into it really make it, and I hope they can do like more missions like this on future reserves. I really think it's just a cool kind of experience in a way. There actually wasn't a lot of hunting that was required, but it was a really cool storyline and experience, so I'd like to see more like this in the future. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.